All right, a very good morning to you, and thank you so much for joining us on the program. It is today is 26 February 2024. It's a Monday, and this is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. This is what we do every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays here on Flow 94.9 FM, the Flow of God's own state. We look at issues as they affect us as Abians and as Nigerians. Welcome once again. My name is Ginika Olwa. Today on the program, we'll be looking at two issues. The first one will be the geometric power plant that will be commissioned today in Abia by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu. That event is supposed to start any moment from now. There has been a series of preparation by the state government and the power plant, the geometric company itself, to make sure that the president has a very good outing today at Abia during that commissioning. We'll look at that. Then on the flip side, we will look at the crisis in the All Progressives Congress in Abia State. You understand that the lack of unity in Abia Apc has continued to divide the party, as several efforts aimed at resolving the issue has proved abortive. This time, the crisis in the party appears to be instigated by external force nearby, as a former lawmaker in the House of Reps, Nze Isiaga, has actually accused the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, as the mastermind of the crisis in Abia Apc. Whether the allegation is true or not, the fact still remains that the party is in crisis, as so many bigwigs seem not to be agreeing on the best way to move the party forward in Abia State. That will be our concern on today's edition of the program. We'll look at where the crisis actually started from, how it's going, if there's any possibility of them resolving it any soon, because they should form an opposition party, for the Labour Party-led state government in Abia State. That will be the position of the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion today on the program. Let's take a breather to bring you the political update. When we come back, the show continues. Stay with us. Well, good job, Wisdom, for that update. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the program. It's still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. I told you that it's going to be two-way discussion this morning on the platform. First, we'll start with the geometric power plant to be commissioned today in Abia. I understand that the Vice President is on his way to Enugu right now. Probably
on his way to Enugu?
Yes.
By road or?
No, he's going to fly.
Is it not easy?
I don't know.
He took the train.
Oh my goodness. Something is it's my guess.
East West. Eastern Road, Eastern Corridor. The one where he left. I think, can't we get to that point? They should actually travel by road. Imagine the Vice President.
No, not really
from Kogi, drive by road to Southeast.
You want a casualty kind of. I think you should be talking about going by rail.
They should be enjoying the good roads that they have equally given us.
Anyways, let's listen to Professor Barton Naji. I think that's the CEO of the geometric power plant in Abia.
Yeah.
They are the host of today's event in collaboration with Abia State Government.
Yes.
They're going to host that event where I understand that the Vice President, he'll be representing the President, who is supposed to be, the special guest of honor on today's program. But let's listen to him. He actually addressed the press last weekend. Take a listen.
Amount, but he didn't. He couldn't deliver on the amount. So, and of course, it's really not dollars. There's no dollar. Nobody has given us any dollar. So, yes, and it's a good thing for a state government to want to take, let's say, 5% equity position in a company of this nature. After all, the state government, it's within the state government. But really, the PPP that Stephen was talking about is more about how a government has to ensure there is investment in the place. I lived in the US for 27 years. The state government out of their way to provide incentives for companies to come to invest there. Not because they get something, effective. No, it's because it provides employment. The company provides employment, and they pay tax to the state or local government. That's where it is. So any government that doesn't understand it, it means they don't understand what it's about to improve the state. Because there is no government, I can tell you, that has the kind of money to invest in all kinds of areas, whether it is healthcare, whether it is electricity, whether it is, so the government relies upon providing enabling environment, incentives. That's what it's about.
Well, that was Professor Barton Naji there, but I was trying to see if he could mention what transpired between the company and the immediate past administration in Abia State. I'm talking about the one led by Governor Casey. There's been back and forth issues as regards to who actually gave what, who attracted this, who actually contributed. And I've been hearing that the company said that the immediate past administration in the state did not actually support them. They were making audio promises, verbal promises, without
support them financially.
Financially, no financial assistance from the immediate past administration in Abia State. But the issue is this, Samson. We will get to all that. Maybe on Wednesday we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But the issue should be, what should Aba people expect upon commissioning of this project?
I don't represent Geometrics, but I know that that company has been in Aba. They've been trying to have a stable power supply for the in Aba. And it's not been easy for residents of Aba. They've been battling blackout worse than what they were facing with EEDC. But you remember the last time, I think that was last year, when we spoke with Professor Barton Naji here.
Yes.
He was in Marrakesh, and off that interview, he equally told us that he's been traveling here and there. It was about Geometrics that took him, that was what took to Marrakesh in Morocco, about getting investment. And here we are. It seems like that is already completed, because as at that point it's like they relied on the transmission company of Nigeria to get power, but right now they can generate and distribute. And I think the politics about who gave what, who is supporting, am I even interested in that politics? I'm not interested. All I want is sustainable power supply to the city of Aba, and you just can't imagine what that can do to the economy of this state. If the people in Aba can have stable power supply, that would be very good. Yeah. So the previous administration started it, made inroads, no doubt about that. In fact, Aba has hosted the vice presidents of Nigeria more than 4 times. The Osibanjo had been in Aba more than 2 times, as I can remember. And Kashim Shettima will be returning today. It's not a big deal. Let the project be commissioned. As for Professor Barton Naji, if you check, the man has been very careful. He doesn't want to ruffle feathers. Yeah. All he wants is that his program today will go on smoothly, and then commission. And for the state government, the present administration, if you have a superior argument, if you have a superior data, you can avail it to the public. But let us wait till after the commissioning of this project, and then it rolls out and Aba gets to have stable power supply. I understand there is a plan to extend their operation to Isialangwa, north and south, and probably they could come close to Bakala, and one day they could reach Umuahia.
Yes, I guess so they can do that.
But this is an indigenous effort. If you go back in time again, Ginika, this particular project cost Professor Barton Naji a ministerial position, if you remember. Yes. That was at the prime of the privatization of the power sector. And he did not hid his interest in Geometrics. And that was at the point when they said that he may have a compromise, that he couldn't have been, because his company was bidding, actually. And he pulled out gently, as a gentleman. And he had a very short stint. With,
within that time, he did well.
Exactly, under Jonathan.
Yes.
But here we are.
I remember Nigerians kicked against his resignation. Everybody was like, why are you leaving? Now that we are having steady power supply, why must you leave at this point?
But he went to pursue his dream. His dream is Geometrics. And here we are today, and this project gets commissioned. 1.5 billion naira is allegedly given to him. And the man had said somewhere that nothing was given. And he was asked again, and he's not being very clear on that.
Yeah.
And there's this approval shared by ex-Steve that there was a certain amount that was released. And I read again where a former commissioner said that they were in an exco where such approval was made. But whether the money was finally released to Geometrics is what they can't confirm. So we'll get to that point, but let's have the power first.
Yes. Then we can talk about that. I'm also looking at the effect of this commissioning. I mean, let's assume that Abba gets 24 hours power supply in Abba. That means businesses in that place will thrive.
Of course.
You know, and the federal state government will have where to, you know, maybe widen their tax nets.
Yes.
You know, to make some money for the state.
Of course, definitely. Businesses are actually crumbling at the moment, having issues here and there because of power supply. Imagine if you have to run for 18 hours on maybe 100 kVA or 75 or 80 kVA generator, and then you're running diesel. Diesel at the moment is at 1,550 naira.
Very accurate. I know you can give accurate.
And then if you have to run maybe upward of 18 hours on maybe 100 kVA generator, you're looking at projecting maybe around 110 or 120 liters. That's about 170,000 naira or 160, depending on where you're buying from. So it means that for you to open your shop as a business owner who runs that kind of operation, you have to get 150,000 naira. What if you don't even sell anything? And what is the impact of this? People are being thrown back into labor market.
Yeah.
Businesses are crumbling. That's someone's investment. So power is at the center of everything. If you remember, when Jonathan took over and Professor Naji was at the helm of affairs in the power sector, there was this rebound, there was this power surge. We now started having power, and people were like, oh, this could be.
Yeah.
The last time we had something close to that was when Buhari took over. But now you've heard about the failure of the national grid and all that. So we're getting to a point. The federal government, in its wisdom, has given the powers to states to even generate their own electricity.
I think that's where the state government comes in now. I just hope they can generate their own power and distribute.
You remember when you spoke to Professor Barton Naji?
Yes.
He said that this is a multi-billion-dollar project. It is even difficult. Your state government, if the state government wants to go into that project, they might have to save their allocation, their federal allocation, for maybe about a year to be able to do that. So how do you do it? The man said again that it is even possible for Southeast government to come together and do it. It must not be in Onitsha. It must not be in. It can be in Aba, and they work it out and then reinforce it and get it stretched to maybe Abakaliki,
yes,
or somewhere in Abagana, or probably somewhere in Wangele, not forgetting Isukwato or even Ohambele.
Anyway, I think we will talk more on this probably after the vice president must have come and gone. We'll look at the fallout of that commissioning, who did what exactly this present Abia State government actually committed to this project. We'll look at all that. Maybe on Wednesday, we'll bring a government official to tell us. And even if we have the opportunity, we'll bring somebody who served under the previous administration.
That would be nice.
Yes, so that
but for today, let the
commissioning continue.
Let the commissioning continue. But for today, in that beautiful speech, I expect the governor, Dr. Alex Oti, to equally give the former administration their credit.
Yeah.
They started the process and you completed it. It's beautiful. That's how government is supposed to run. Let him go ahead and complete other projects, including the government house.
And the one factory road here. There are potholes created by human beings. Up to this moment, it has not been filled up. And you expect people come here every day to do protests about what they are going through, And your own, when are we expecting you to carry your own placard to protest? Look at the front of your office. Postcodes everywhere.
I'm a stakeholder.
Thank you so much, Samson Eze.
Thank you
We'll
very much.
take a breather now. When we come back, then we'll switch over to the APC crisis in Abia State. Still the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. Stay with us. Plan today in Aba that we are expecting the vice president who will be representing the president to actually commission that project. Now, let's switch over and talk about the crisis in Abia Apc. For so long a time, we've been hearing about this particular crisis. I think it started sometime in 2018 and it lingered until after 2019 election. The problem persisted, and up to this moment, we are not hearing so much about APC in Abia State. This is a ruling party in Nigeria and should form a formidable opposition party in Abia State, but we're not hearing that. But we'll find out what the problem is as former lawmaker and the APC chieftain joins me virtually right now. Nze Isiaga, he joins me this morning. Good morning, Chief. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you, my brother Geneka.
All right. Since after 2023 general election in Abia State, your party, we've not heard so much about them. I mean, what is happening with your party since after this, the last general election in Abia State? Nothing much has been heard about APC in Abia State. What's happening?
My brother Geneka, thanks for this opportunity for me to air my views, and let me also use this opportunity to congratulate Abians for a day like this, that geometric is going to change the electricity situation in Aba and its environment. To God be the glory that this is happening today. On the issue of APC crisis, I have been deeply involved. I joined APC in 2014.
Okay.
And I attended the convention that produced Muhammadu Buhari as our presidential candidate that ran for the election in 2015. I've been active in partisan politics since 1982. I'm experienced enough to tell Abians the true position of the internal crisis bedeviling Abia State APC. Ab initio, we thought it was something we could resolve in-house. But we discovered that one of us was, as a matter of fact, romancing with the governor of Imo State, Governor Hope Uzodinma, to continue to foment trouble in Abia APC. That one of us is not other than Ikeche Menike, who has accepted to be a willing tool in the hands of Governor Hope Uzodinma to be fomenting trouble in Abia APC.
Chief, let us get it clear. Chief Ikeche Menike and Hope Uzodinma, they are not really on this show, at least to put up a defense for themselves, as regards this allegation you're making against them. But the issue is this. If you say some people are actually destroying the party, and you've mentioned the persons, what exactly did they do? What role did they play to, that will cause them, or rather cause the party, the crisis they are having in this, by this time around, since after 2023. I remember that this particular crisis you're having in the state started sometime in 2018. I've been following it when I think Uchoga, you have Ojos Okalo at one point, you have Ikeche Menike, you have two secretariats at some point. One was at Azikiwe Road, the other one was at Uzuakali Road. Was it still the person you mentioned now, the governor of Imo State, that was actually responsible? Because it could be traced back then in 2018.
To the best of your knowledge, the crisis started in 2018. No, the crisis started in 2014.
Oh, really?
It started in 2014 when Ikeche Menike felt that he should be the only cockroach in the APC, that he will be the dictator, he will dictate to all of us. Because fact, when we went to Lagos, there was crisis when it came to the issue of accreditation of delegates from Abia State. Iketi came with his own group, whereas the mainstream group had the real delegates. But somewhere along the line, justice prevailed. The real delegates were allowed in to participate. I was an automatic national delegate then. I exercised my franchise alongside with my other colleagues. It didn't stop there. In 2018, we had Congress. Of course, the whole world knows that there were no congresses in Abia State. That was when Hope Uzodinma came in to annex Abia Apc to Imo State. How did he do it? Before then, Hope Uzodinma was in PDP. They had their internal crisis. He was in Ali Sheriff-led faction of PDP. They lost out. They went up to Supreme Court. They lost to Wike's group. Hope Uzodinma quickly jumped into APC in 2018.
So
we had our Congress.
So that means it's not really fair when you say it was Hope Uzodinma that actually is pushing for the crisis you're having in the state. He just became governor in 2019. That is, if I'm not mistaken, or 2020 or so. But if you say that the crisis can be traced back to 2014, Hope Uzodinma was not in the picture, Chief.
Gineka, why not allow me to learn? I'm trying to give you the background information on why we are where we are today. He joined in 2018. He joined APC. Hope Uzodinma joined APC in 2018. When his own faction of PDP lost out in their power game in PDP. When he joined forces with Ikete Menike to foment deeper crisis in Abia Apc. And I'm telling you, which you are also aware of, we are congresses, national congresses in various parts of the country, at various levels in 2018. But out of Abia, there were no congresses. Because Hope Uzodinma and Ikete Menike did not allow for free and fair congresses at various levels. Rather, they compiled names of people who they choose as various officers at various levels. Ward, AGA, and state. Since then, we have been in crisis. The party has been factionalized. Like you rightly pointed out, there were 2 secretaries. If care is not taken, there may be 3 secretaries now. Because some people who are in Ikete Menike's camp, they are no longer with him. They have formed their own camp. And the solution to this problem, if you wouldn't mind, is for us to have a level playing field, set up a caretaker committee, and call for it. Caretaker committee that will bring all the factions together for us to have a united Abia APC.
Okay, Chief, let's get some things straight. In Abia APC, you have a former governor as a member of your party. You have a former deputy governor as a member of your party. You have former ministers, former senators, and all that. These are party bigwigs. They are leaders in their various capacity. What are they saying? What is their position in all of this that is happening? When one may not be really comfortable when you said a sitting governor in Imo State who is controlling what is happening in Abia State APC. When you have a former governor who is also a serving senator, you have a former deputy governor holding a federal appointment as well. So many bigwigs. How can that be possible for a sitting governor in another state controlling what is happening in Abia APC?
The truth of the matter is that yes, we have this caliber of people in Abia APC. But the problem is still Hope Uzodinma, who wouldn't allow these veterans, these politicians of note, to take care of their state. Rather, he will stay in Imo and dictate what will happen in Abia State. And there are cases in point. I don't know whether you are aware of the letter I wrote to Mr. President recently.
Yes, I saw it.
Where I highlighted the overbearing excesses of Governor Hope Uzodinma in Abia APC. And by extension, his interference on Abia State matters. I don't know whether you read that letter.
I saw it.
If you have not read it, go and read today's Sun newspaper, page 24. My open letter to Mr. President, where I called Mr. President, I pleaded with Mr. President to call Hope Uzodinma to order and to tell Hope Uzodinma to stay clear of Abia APC matters and anything that has to do with Abia State.
Okay.
Yes, this type of people are here. Hope Uzodinma is taking them for a ride. You have forgotten the Abia Apc, the founding fathers of this party. You have forgotten Nyerere Anyim, the first governorship candidate of APC in this state. And so many of them. Senator Joseph Okalo, a two-time governor, my former colleague in the House of Representatives, who is now serving his second tenure in the Senate. In this state. What about Uchoga, the governorship candidate in 2019? Who, when he was governorship candidate, Abia APC recorded over 25% votes for the presidential candidate, Muhammad Buhari then. But in 2023, what do we get? When Ikete Menike was on the ballot, Ikete was on the ballot because Hope Uzodinma insisted. I can swear in the name of God that it was Hope Uzodinma that said Ikete must be governorship candidate. Wow. And we said, okay, let him be the governorship candidate. What is the result? Ikete couldn't win in his local government area. He couldn't win in the neighboring local government area of Umuahia South. Lo and behold, he was put into the fourth position because of governorship candidate. What else do I say? Is it about the national election we had in 2022, where I came out to run for national welfare secretary? The party collected my hard-earned 5 million naira. Collected that of Ndoka Anyang, his hard-earned 5 million naira. Collected that of late Epenuwosu. Then there was no election. It was the same Uzodinma that forwarded the name of late Epenuwosu to the so-called unity list compilers. And eventually, once he became the national welfare secretary, without the election.
All right, Chief.
There was no consensus.
Okay.
The stakeholders whom you have mentioned their names now, we are not consulted. I was not consulted. The electoral act provided that if there is even a consensus, the candidates must give their consent in writing. But consent was not obtained. The consent of Ndoka Anyang was not obtained. All that happened was that, let Barrister Epenuwosu was announced as the National Welfare Secretary, unelected. Who did this? Hope Uzodinma, with the connivance of his co-traveler called Ikete Menike.
Okay, now, Chief.
Yes, last year, let me land, please, let me land. Last year, when, unfortunately, Nwosu passed on, what happened? The same Hope Uzodinma of Imo State forwarded the name of Donatus Nwamba to Ganduje, the current national chairman, as a replacement for the position of a national welfare secretary, microzone to Abia State. It was placed zone to Southeast and microzone to Abia State. Hope Uzodinma single-handedly, without consulting the stakeholders, these stakeholders you have mentioned their name, without consulting them, forwarded Donatus Nwamba. Donatus, who never showed interest to become national welfare secretary. Where was Donatus when I paid my hard-earned 5 million naira? Where was Donatus when Ndoka Anyang paid? Today is the national welfare secretary. Anyway, it's a matter before the Federal High Court.
Okay.
I've gone to court challenging the injustice meted to me by Ganduje, by APC, and by Donatus Nwamba, who is written where he did not sow.
Well, Chief, let's just stay on the matter, and we're looking at the issues and the crisis in your party, the APC. All these allegations you've made, Chief, those are strictly your opinion, and in no way does it affect the Flow 94.9 FM. Those are strictly your opinion, Chief. But the issue is this. The headquarters of APC, where do they stand in all of this? Because if you said you have a national welfare officer now from the state who did not have the endorsement of the party stakeholders in the state, but he is now a member of the NWC of your party. If actually the national headquarters of your party did not endorse him, why have they accepted him? Or if they did not accept him, what is their position in all of these?
The whole thing still boils down to Hope Uzodinma, who forwarded the name. He forwarded the name to Ganduje. without the consent of the stakeholders in Abia State.
But Hope Uzodinma you are talking about.
It's not and an interested party for that matter. I have taken the matter to court and it is before the court. I think I will not say more on this again because it's a matter before the court.
Okay, now let's move over to another issue you raised in your letter. You talked about some position and appointment being shared by Imo State and Abia State together. And you said that those positions have been hijacked by the governor of Imo State. Which of the positions are you talking about precisely?
Thank you very much, Beneka. The paragraph 5 of my letter to Mr. President is clear on it. In every 13-member federal commission, Abia and Imo have one slot. I will give you 2 examples.
Okay.
One is the National Assembly Service Commission. The other one is the Federal Civil Service Commission. The 2 states alternate the positions, alternate the 2 seats. The immediate past Federal Civil Service Commissioner for the 2 states was somebody from Abia State. I think Odunze.
Okay.
The immediate past. Then when he finished his tenure, the thing naturally went to Imo. No Abian showed interest. Then that of National Assembly Service Commission, the immediate past was from Imo and should come to Abia State. Hope Uzodinma also grabbed it and it is in Imo State. So out of those 2 federal positions that are meant for the 2 sister states, Hope Uzodinma of Imo State grabbed the 2. That is the true position. Anybody can verify what I'm saying. That the 2 federal commissioners meant for Imo and Abia State are all Imo people. Without an iota of consideration for equity, justice, and fairness. That is the handiwork of Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State.
Okay, so who is the party leader of APC in Abia State? You have the deputy, but your leader in Abia State. Who is it? You should have a rallying point. Who should be an arrowhead?
The leader of the party
in Abia State.
As we are talking now, is Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, the Deputy Speaker of Federal House of Representatives.
Okay.
He is the authentic leader of Abia Apc.
Okay, so if actually he is the leader of the APC in Abia State, have you actually reached out to him to have his own maybe inputs as to how to resolve the crisis you're having in the state? Because if he's the leader, I think as a leader, he should, find a better platform for you people to resolve whatever issues you're having right now in Abia APC. Have you been able to reach out to him?
It's not a question of reaching out to him. Right Honorable Benjamin Carlo, the authentic leader of Abia APC, is doing his best to bring all the camps together. He first invited all the stakeholders. There was the first meeting. I was not privileged to attend the meeting because it took place in Lagos, in Abuja, while I was here in Abia.
Okay.
The second one I attended, and I have been attending the meetings. The language of the Deputy Speaker of House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Carlo, is peace, peace, peace. Unity, unity, unity. He has reached out all the people that should be reached. But those who feel that it is better for them to continue to swim in a troubled water do not want that young man to have his way in bringing all the camps together. Like I told you, it may no longer be 2 factions now. If you look down, you discover that maybe there are 3 factions. There is this faction now, let me say it.
Okay.
That there is this faction now led by Kironye Jocha, the Minister of Labour, backed by Donatus Nwankpa, Honorable Emeka Atuma, and the co. That is another camp that broke away from Ikete Menike's camp because they were together before.
Yeah.
There is this integrity group which I belong to, which each other belongs to. And all the prominent sons of Abia State who are in APC are in that group, integrity group.
Who is leading that one?
We believe in equity. We believe in a level playing field. We believe in transparency.
Who is leading the integrity group? Who is the leader?
There are 2 chairmen of an integrity group. Uchoga is one of the chairmen, And Honorable Nzechaga, my humble self, is the alternate chairman of Integrity Group in Abia State.
Okay. So as we have it today, you have two groups or factions in APC in Abia State. You said that you may have three. So which one is the third one?
The third one is the one that is coming up now that is being floated by Nkiro Onyejocha, the Minister of Labour, Donatus Nwankpa, the man that is parading himself as National Welfare Secretary. We are in court. And Emeka Asuman. One of those that wanted to continue to foment trouble in Abia APC. He didn't run for Senate primary, but the one who forwarded his name. He took Onigbo a long journey up to Supreme Court to get that ticket.
Yes,
These are the people that are in the camp that is in the faction that is coming up now. You know, they are breaking away from Ikeche Menike. Maybe somewhere along the line they had a misunderstanding.
So Ikeche Menike is still leading another group, right?
He has his own faction, yes.
Okay. So in Abia State you have three factions of APC.
For now, yes.
Okay. Maybe as time goes on, you may have another one, maybe another one, and the crisis will continue. And the issue we are asking, how long are you going to continue like this? Are you also contemplating or considering of taking over power, or controlling power in the state? If you are thinking like that, do you think what you are having now will guarantee you that, Chief?
There is no way a divided house will stand. It was because of this factionalization that cost us governorship of Abia State. Mind you, Elesoji, the present governor of Abia State, was a member of APC.
Yes.
He paid his hard 50 million naira to run for governorship on the platform of APC, alongside with Uchoga and others. But when he saw the handwriting on the wall, he left. Today, he is the governor. So we would have produced the governor of Abia State, the tsunami notwithstanding. We would have produced it. It would have been either Uchoga or Elesoji. But because of the crisis, APC lost out in the governorship election, and we lost woefully. We came deep and forth. We can't continue that way. That was why I called for caretaker committee. I've told the leader, Honorable Benjamin Carlo, that the way out is for us to have a caretaker committee that will organize the party, bring everybody together, and for us to move on. Because we can't afford to continue to fail Abians. Abians are waiting for us.
Okay.
Abians are really waiting for us.
Did he agree?
I thank God that Alex is the governor of Abia State today, and Alex is doing well.
Okay, so
he is really doing well.
So did Benjamin agree to
I would
what?
have been a happier person if Alex won that election on the platform of APC. I've not even stepped into government house since Governor Alex March. They have congratulated him. I continue to encourage him and advise him to remain focused so that history and posterity will remember him. As history and posterity are remembering Dr. Emmanuel Okpara and Chief Sam Mbappe for their good works.
All right.
And the list is doing well.
Okay.
But for me, as a APC man, I'm not happy that the crisis has cost us so many things. Right now, what do we have in the National Assembly? One House of Representatives seat and one senatorial seat. That is what we have in the National Assembly. Then you come to Abia State. How many APC people are in the Abia House of Assembly? As far as my memory serves me, right, I don't think we have more than one person.
It's only one.
I don't think we have more than one person.
You have only one member there.
You see? The party is not doing well. It's not doing well because somebody is somewhere dictating what goes on in another state. And he happens to get a tool, who played along with him for reasons best known to them.
Okay.
Look at where we are now. We are now in a miserable situation. In fact, we don't even deserve anything from the center because what was the quantum of votes we returned? 8,000 votes from Abia State.
Right.
Whereas in 2019, Abia recorded over 25% of the votes cast in Abia State went to President Buhari in 2023. 8,000 votes.
All right.
Too bad.
Right.
Abysmal failure. The National Assembly, nothing to write home about. The House of Assembly, nothing to write home about. Must we remain like this? No, I'm not happy. That is why I'm doing everything I'm doing to make sure that the party is united. Having done the letter to Mr. President, having reached out, having consulted, I think the time has come for the stakeholders to come together and let us let bygone be bygone and forge ahead.
All right.
For the good of this party. I think, yes, OT is doing well, but if we are also pointing out the areas of the shortcomings, that will ginger him up to sit up and do better. But in a situation where there is no strong opposition in Abia State, well, to God be the glory, is doing his best.
All right.
And we'll continue to pray that he will continue to do his best.
All right. I think we should leave it at that. Let me sincerely thank you. A former lawmaker and the APC chieftain, Chief Chiekwenze Isiaga. Thank you so much, Chief, for coming on the show this morning. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, my brother Ageneka.
Thank you.
And may God bless Abia State.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, I think it's time for us to open the phone lines and see if we can take some calls before we leave the studio. The numbers to call are 0811. Or rather, the number to call is 0811-239-7788. I take that again, 0811-239-7788. You can call us now, and you can also go to our Facebook page and drop your comment. Hello?
Good morning, Jonathan. Happy New Year, my brother.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. I remember Mr. Prince Sulusuago from Chobo.
Welcome. Go ahead.
My thanks to your guest. Good morning, sir. Are you in the house?
No, he's gone. Just go ahead and make your comment.
All right. First of all, let me thank the governor, our able governor, Governor-elect Chomo Oti, for him to have attracted geometrics in Abia State. I believe this is a sign of good tidings that is coming to Abia State, importantly in Aba and its environment. My thanks to him. Then finally, to the issue of allegation against my governor. One name will come to let a foreigner be looking at what is going on without being told. It is quite pity that where you have controversy, you have our able governor in Imo State, Governor Opuzodeme. It's quite bad. Go to Edo, look at what goes on in Edo as I'm talking to you now. His name is not being called there and the Edo people are not happy. Now, coming to Abia now, look at how the man is now teasing him. It's not good of him, please.
Okay.
My team. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Prince Will, for talking to us there. 0811-239-7788. I take that again. 0811-239-7788. Hello? Okay, we lost that call there. Let's go over to our Facebook page. This one is coming from Zeka Elvis. He said, good morning, the chief correspondent. The crisis rocking Abia APC today is as a result of leadership failure, partisan and such. Take a look at the APC administration at the federal level and see how Nigeria economy and everything has collapsed under their leadership. A house that is built on deceit, lies and all that won't stand the test of time. May God rescue Nigerians from the hands of APC. Thank you so much, Zeka Elvis. 0811-239-7788. You can call us now. Let's talk. We are looking at the crisis in APC and also the commissioning of. Welcome.
Welcome.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Guy for this.
Okay.
I want you to take note of this. Just underline this. Virtual guest underline this particular reason. Affirm that there is a stray fashion. In the sense that it has been different, they cannot have a case of time. I want you to get this. The one is this. They are confirmed that it might not be easy for them to come back again, together. And again, that the governor of the day is doing well. So what I'm trying to say now, because I don't need more of time just to advise him.
Just go ahead. Quickly.
Let them just see enforceably how they can now emerge with a well-performing party. That's what I would. The last thing is this. if truly that him can affirm that there is totally division in their party, that means from the federal government, from the level of the federal government, who are the end of the affair, it shows that things are not going well because they are being divided. So I'm sure that even them, from the federal angle, that everything is scattering.
Okay.
That's why they're not giving us the democracy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Don Kesugai, for real. Now to our SMS line. This one is coming from Judy. Said, Geometrics currently covers 9 local government areas, Isialangwa North and Isialangwa South inclusive. Thank you so much, Jude, for that information. Let's take another call now. Hello? Good morning. Hello? Hello? Okay. Let's see. Okay. 081123977788. That's the number to call. 081123977788. You can call us now. Let's talk. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Thank you. Please, my name is Precious.
Precious?
I'm calling from Isialangwa South. Yes, Precious.
Go ahead.
I want to say that I'm so happy that at least there is someone that can still be bold to say the truth. I want to say a very big thank you to our honorable for noticing it that the governor is really doing his best and he's trying. At least I want to tell you that the citizens of Abia State are not waiting for APC. We are okay with what our governor is doing under the platform where he is right now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Precious. Thank you. I think we just have to leave the studio now. Let me sincerely thank all of you who called in. And Ezeka Elvis, who actually dropped your comment on our Facebook page. Thank you so much. We are still working on our 2 lines. Hopefully, we'll sort it out and you'll be able to call in. But for the meantime, you can make do with this particular number, 081123977788. Please keep trying in our subsequent programs. Thank you so much for joining us on the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. My name is Ginika Olwa. Sincere thanks to Samson Eze, who was my guest earlier on the show, Sanko and Charles, the guys behind the camera. I appreciate you. I'll see you again on Wednesday, God willing, on the platform. Good morning.